What's up YouTube? If you watched my previous video, you know I recently installed the ZL1 rock guards, which are an absolute must for any wide-body Challenger owner. They do a great job of protecting the sides of the vehicle from dirt and chips since the massive 305 width tires fling so much dirt up from the road. I was happy with the quality of the rock guards, so I decided to buy the ZL1 side skirts for additional side protection and to give the Challenger an even more aggressive appearance. What's up everyone? So I have it unboxed, and then from first impressions, I just love the way the finish is. It has this texture look to it, but it's still very smooth. And then it doesn't come with any installation tools, just the hardware for each side skirt. So you have 5 mounting brackets for each one, and you can see how they just line up in these pre-installed slots. Your big one will go up front. This will be your main brand new jacking point. So that's cool that they have a integrated flat spot for you to jack up your car now, rather than kind of crunching your pinch weld every time. So that's pretty cool. These are lightweight aluminum, and then they do have an Allen screw in them. I have a tool, and then these screws will be a 3mm. Unfortunately, they didn't provide one, so if you don't have any set of Allen keys on hand, you might want to go out and grab your 3mm. But yeah, it's unboxed, so let's just get the car in the air a little bit. For your 2 large front brackets, you want to give it just a quick coat of a black spray paint, just so it'll blend into the rocker panel. Otherwise, you'll be able to see the silver color poking through the stock lift point cutout. I'm using a jack stand just to support the back end while I start from the front. So you'll see here that I do have the ZL1 rock guard installed. So we're gonna line it up. So our side skirt is gonna meet right up against it, just like that. And then we'll just slide this mounting bracket right up against the pinch weld. And then once you have it in place, just slightly tighten the bolt just to get it set. And we'll work our way back and do a final tightening at the end. I found it easier to pre-install all of the brackets. That way it'll make it easier to tighten as you go down the side skirt. After a little trial and error on the driver's side, I learned on the passenger side, it's much easier if you have something to support the back of the side skirt, and then use a jack to help apply pressure to make sure that you are getting your bracket all the way up on the pinch seam. So you'll see that we have the jack providing the pressure, and then right up there we have our bracket. Using this method, it's a lot easier to tighten the bracket because you don't have to use one hand to hold the side skirt while you use the other to tighten. This way you can focus on using the jack to apply the maximum amount of pressure while you just focus on tightening the screws. The last one in the back is a bit hard. I did use my jack to kind of just apply pressure and squeeze it all the way up. That way it's firmly secure against the pinch seam. And my big Allen key did have some clearance issues. Luckily, I did have this 1/8 L key sitting around, so this actually works pretty nicely to do your final tightening. It's just going to take a bunch of turns, but eventually we'll get it done. Alright guys, so there you have it. The side skirt is fully installed, and then I gotta say, I love the way it looks. It definitely gives the car a bit more of an aggressive appearance. And then you will notice that it will give extra protection from stuff flinging off the road and hitting the side of the car. Some final impressions. The fit and finish is okay. I mean, there are some imperfections, but you won't notice those until you get really up close. Overall, it's on pretty solid. It is a little wiggly, but that's just the way, because the side skirt is floating on the brackets. But overall, very nice. One of my favorite features is definitely the integrated jack point. And then now you basically have jack points all along the bottom of the side skirt. So it really helps from preventing damage to your pinch seam where it won't get crushed. And that way it'll stay nice and straight for years to come. As for downforce, I am skeptical about how much it would actually provide. It doesn't extend to the bottom of the car at all really, so you know, it's not really creating any flat surfaces underneath the car. So if you're buying this for downforce, I'm highly skeptical about how much additional benefit it would provide. But for looks and additional rock protection, I think it'll definitely do a good job in that aspect. If you do have the ZL1 side skirts as well, here's an idea of just how they will look together. The fitment is pretty good. They do line up as well. And when you kind of butt the side skirt right up against the rock guard, let's just see how it looks on the back end. And you can see how it doesn't stick into the fender well at all. I saw some examples of other people having it where it would stick backwards, but in my case, it was actually sticking just a little bit forward. But again, you can play with the fitment. The way the holes are designed is you do have some wiggle room to adjust the side skirt back and forth. So it's your preference on how you want it to be placed. In my case, I just had it so it would touch the rock guard. And that way, it would also give it a bit of support from flexing backwards. If you guys found this video helpful, definitely like and subscribe. I have some more content coming out for ZL1 installations. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching Vic's Vehicles.